So this is number 15, the Devil. And this is how it kind of started, with actually what looked a lot like the sort of yellow flowers that I've drawn a few times, yellow tulips, which represent joy. And then they sort of had like red stems, which I also thought of a bit like a bloodline. But the thing with it was I just couldn't get it to look right, which is ironic given that it was supposed to be the devil, right? So then I actually went over in darker colours because I wanted it to stand out more, and I actually think this looks a lot better. The bit at the bottom that was like the roots now looks a bit like there's eyes there, and then there's going off, but each one of those flowers actually looks like either a face or it's become part of another animal or creature. I don't necessarily see the typical horns that you would expect of this creature. The horns represented a stag, goat or bull of a kind of like nature god became incorporated into this symbolism to represent untamed forces, I guess. But I actually think this works really well upside down. So it looks the eyes at the top, and then it kind of looks a bit like a face coming down. I actually see that looking a little bit like a dress. To zoom in on the characters on the end of those vines, then, right in the middle top of this image, there is actually like something that looks like a horned being. He's green. I guess that would be vegetation. And what's hilarious is I actually thought he had another like little lizard next to him, but it's actually his penis. It looks like it's got a little crown or something. He looks very happy with himself. To the left of them is what looks like a bit like a pink giraffe figure. Left again is like two figures in an embrace. They have both got stag horns. This sort of purple red energy going around there. There's, I think, a dog top right there. You can kind of see on the end of a vine, and then to the right of that is a green dancing dragony thing, an arrow on its foot. And then lower right, you can start to see some of those faces, which you can see closer there. I actually see that looks a little bit like looking at a stained glass window to me. I've got a very active imagination. And there's what looks a bit like a ladder there to the left of them. There's a close-up on the face. So there's the eyes and a really grumpy face, so doesn't like having their picture taken, obviously. Obviously, I could be totally wrong, but the way I kind of interpret this symbolism and the devil card in the tarot is really the forces of nature. So it's very earthy, ruled by Capricorn. So obviously there could be negative connotations associated with mischief in nature as well. It doesn't mean that it is inherently evil. Apart from possibly that dude at the top. I think he's definitely trouble. Anyway, thanks for listening, and please like and subscribe.